Welcome to There's a Proverb for That. My name is Heather, and I like to talk about faith and other fabulous things. Today's fabulous thing is Valentine's Day perfume gifts. So let's take a look. Valentine's Day is upon us. It might actually be Valentine's Day by the time I get this uploaded. Life is just moving fast and a lot going on, but I have some great gift ideas for you. So even if this goes up Valentine's Day morning, if you are a procrastinator and you need a last minute gift idea, or maybe you don't need a Valentine's Day gift idea, but you need a gift idea for a special someone coming up in the future, I've got all of that covered at whatever price point you need. And the main things that these perfumes have in common are that they are girly girl fragrances that should be easy to find and make for a fabulous Valentine's Day themed gift or other sort of love special occasion. So I've got something for any girl in your life, whether that's your wife or your girlfriend, your mom, your sister, your special someone. The first one is a beautiful fragrance that is new to my collection, and you may have heard of it, but if you haven't, you need to check it out. It's Rose 01 by Swiss Arabian. This is an affordable fragrance. It smells beautiful, feminine, rosy, musky, gorgeous. It is a somewhat fresh, somewhat sexy, but basically perfect for any occasion fragrance that has a very good price tag. Some people think this is kind of a dupe for Delina. I have Delina. I don't think it's a dupe. I think this is just really pretty on its own, whether it's supposed to be a dupe or not. And it's a lot more affordable than Delina, that's for sure. But it feels really special. It lasts really well. And I just think it's a nice perfume that does not break the bank. If you want to layer this one so that it's even more long lasting, there is a rose oil that you can get and layer this with. You could also layer this with any other kind of rose scented fragrance oil that you have or body cream, but it doesn't need it. It's just a nice to have if you wanted to kind of pile on the gift. Highly recommend check out Rose 01. The next one, speaking of Delina, there would not be a Valentine's list for me that doesn't include a Delina. This is La Rosée and this is the original. I also have the exclusive. I think all of them are beautiful. If you want a gift idea for someone who doesn't wear a lot of perfume or is kind of newer to collecting perfumes or doesn't have a collection at all, you just want something that's going to be instantly crowd pleasing and definitely a safe bet, then get La Rosée. This is a fresh but very feminine and long lasting beautiful fragrance that you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who just doesn't like it at all. If you're buying for someone who's a little more adventurous and doesn't mind kind of a edgier side, then get the original. This is not as safe of a blind buy, but it is very pretty, very popular. And if you want something that's kind of in between, it's got a little edge and a little sensuality, but it's not as light or as girly as the La Rosée, then get the exclusive. I don't think you can go wrong with all three. I have all three, but those would be my recommendations. Next is Musk Noir Rose by Narciso Rodriguez. So this is a musky rose fragrance. That's a theme throughout this, apparently. And this is a very pretty, long-lasting, any occasion, kind of light, relaxing, and just pretty fragrance. This is a very feminine take on musk that is fresh and feminine and a little bit sensual. So like you've got a little bit of a sexy edge to a lot of these. It's Valentine's Day after all, but it's not vulgar. It's not too much. You could buy this for someone that's not a significant other. This isn't just a romantic gift, but it's got that little sort of edginess to it that you might like while also being just very feminine and approachable of a fragrance. Something way different is Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81. This is Kayali. This is a gourmand, really pretty, sweet, fun fragrance. I get the strawberry, I get the marshmallow, I get the vanilla and the coconut and a bit of musk. Lovely how the notes are right there on the back. But I get all of that in this fragrance. It lasts. It's beautiful. It's yummy. It's one of my favorite Kayalis now, and it was a really pleasant surprise. So if you want something that's a little bit different without being like edgy or weird or kind of unsafe, and your gift recipient is a gourmand lover or you think might be into gourmands, this is not overly sweet or overly heavily, this is not over the top sweet gourmand, but it does have a food smell. I think I described this in another video as like if it was like a strawberry pina colada. It's got all of those things, but it smells like a fragrance. It doesn't smell like you poured food on yourself. It's really fun. It's very pretty, and I would recommend you check it out. Speaking of sweet fragrances, this is Elie Saab Essence Rose or Rose Essence. This is a rose, rose, rose fragrance. In fact, I think that those are the only notes listed or something like that. Very rosy, very pretty, sweet. A sweet fragrance with a sensual quality and a lot of lasting power. This one isn't talked about too much, but it's a real gem and it's not terribly expensive. I think for a period of time this was really hard to find, and I don't know if it was because it was I don't know what happened, but maybe that's why it wasn't talked about as much. But now you can find it. I think it's totally worth checking out. And if you like a, as they say, jammy kind of sweet, deeper rose, this is it. Another musky rose, but also fresh and a little bit fruity fragrance is Chance Au Tendre by Chanel. This is the Eau de Parfum concentration. Love the smell of this one. This one has that Chanel DNA, so there's something a little bit vintage, a little bit mature about it. Not old lady, not too much, but even though it's kind of a fresh and fun fragrance and a little bit light, it has that thing about it that's where it's not like a child's fragrance at all. It doesn't last forever on my skin. This is definitely like you may have to top off, or you may have to just wear this when you don't need it to last all day, but it's easy to wear this. Very, very easy to wear this. So if you're looking for a gift for someone who is a girly girl and likes a lighter fragrance that either they can layer or that they can decide to go light or heavy and it's, not going to be overpowering. Maybe someone who works in an environment where they can't wear heavy fragrances, perfectly work appropriate, basically any occasion appropriate. I think it would get lost like in the evening in the cold, but I've worn it then. It just sits really close to the skin. Love this one. This is new to my collection. I just started getting into fresher fragrances a little bit more, fresher, lighter, even citrusy and clean fragrances more and more and more. I just sort of have wanted to grow that part of my collection, and this was one of the first ones I picked up. So highly recommend. Check it out. Very easy to find basically anywhere and very much easy to like. Next is a pear floral rosy, little bit musky fragrance, and that's Idole by Lancome. I absolutely love this perfume. I love the pear, I love the rose, I love the freshness of it, I love the juiciness of it, I love the girliness of it, and it lasts beautifully and just really calls to you to sniff it all day. This is the original. It's the only one I have of the line, but there are a gazillion flankers. So that makes this one a little tricky. So while I would recommend the original because that's just the one that I love, this might be a fun one to pick out together at the counter because they sort of usually have them all on display, and maybe you've gone to dinner and there's the mall nearby, and so you head over and you try them and pick one out, or maybe you just go for the original because it's a classic and you can't go wrong. But if your girl likes rose or florals and a little sweetness, probably she's going to like Idole. Next up is definitely not on the affordable end of things, but fun nonetheless, and that's Rolling in Love by Kilian. This bottle, this whole scene screams Valentine's Day. This is a musky fragrance that is very, very pretty, feminine, a little bit light, but also a little something extra. I love it. It is not the best performing fragrance, so if you need your fragrance to last and last and last and project across the room, if that's the kind of girl that's going to wear this, this probably won't be the safest blind buy. But that's not everybody. This one is pretty. It is pricey, especially since it only comes in this, relatively small size for the price. But it is a very special one and would be a lovely and generous gift. Next up is Tiffany & Company Rose Gold Intense. I have, and I've said this 15 times in other videos, I have all of the Tiffany fragrances. It's not because they're my absolute favorite fragrances ever. It's because my husband bought me the original first Tiffany fragrance as a gift when we were dating. And since then, it's just been a thing where every time a new one comes out, he finds an occasion to buy it for me. And they make such beautiful, luxurious, generous, lovely girly gifts. Opening a Tiffany fragrance box with the Tiffany blue and all the things, and then seeing this gorgeous bottle or one of them, it's a really, really special event. And they all smell pretty. They are not the most complex fragrances. They are not the most unique fragrances, but they are very pretty and they are very feminine and they do last. So if you want to buy a special fragrance, if you want to buy a fragrance for someone and you want it to feel very special, try the Tiffany line. And my current favorite is the Rose Gold Intense. I think this is a very lovely fragrance and it's very much like a signature scent or everyday kind of perfume. There's no occasion that this would not be appropriate for work, day, evening. So it's a great gift. Last but certainly not least is Elysium Parfum by Roja Dove. This is new and it's also new to my collection. This is a fruity floral through and through. One of the best fruity floral perfumers is Roja, and I love several of them. I have a couple of them in my collection. This is the newest one. If you have a girly girl in your life, this is going to be a winner. It's such a feminine, pretty fragrance. It's so easy to like, so easy to wear. And though it is a fruity floral with all kinds of notes going on, and sometimes it's even a little hard to pick out which is which or where it is, very well blended. This is a very pretty, feminine, fruity floral fragrance. And it's not a fruity floral like, whatever, another fruity floral. It is complex. It is interesting, but it is not weird. The complexity of this and the depth of this and what makes it really stand out as a special perfume isn't that there's something in it that's screechy or over the top or clawing at you or calling to you. Like most Roja Dove perfumes, it's very well blended and if you like it, you like it because it just develops more and more beautifully. It's like that in a fruity floral, and it is very feminine from top to bottom. Absolutely love this. Can't wait to wear this more and more in the spring, summer months. And probably your girl doesn't have this because it's new. So maybe take a look. All right, that is it for my Valentine's Day gift recommendations. Or maybe you're not buying for a special someone, you want to treat yourself. Let me know what you think of these picks and what would be your go-to Valentine's Day gift recommendation. Thanks so much for watching. Please do come back again soon. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, be blessed. See you next time.